At the end of a long day, I have this to show for myself. Ooh, ah. So that's going to be the new corner cabinet for the van build. Yeah, a lot of biscuit joinery and figuring out and double and triple checking, so I don't have to call myself Captain Dum Dum. And I made some small errors, like forgetting to take the 12 mils off that, but small potatoes. And seems like the cyclone is actually hitting us. Thus far it's bucketfuls of rain, and the wind is starting to pipe up now. It's much delayed, and you can kind of see the whole sunshade just undulating away. Tied it down as best we could, so I'm oddly more worried about that than the boat, which is pretty securely tied down, I feel. Sparing you the deathly dullness of real-time cabinet making, here's a very speedy and rather dapper Evie and a Bosch-shilling Kelsey building the bones of the galley cabinet with 1,000,000 biscuit joiners. Might be more like 100, but you get the point. I don't want it to come apart. Ever. And don't hate on me too much for repping the merch. By cheapskate rules, if it was free, you gotta wear it.
Other power tools are available. Please consult with your local tool pusher for which brand is right for you, although Ryobi users may experience side effects of snarky remarks from tradies.
You join us from a very damp, but otherwise unharmed area of Queensland. It blew, but I think once the cyclone, not hurricane, hit here, it was downgraded to a Category 1, so yeah, it seemed dramatic, but not damaging winds, not really, other than a couple leaves. But kept working into the night and got good progress done on the cabinet. This morning I got the base for the cabinet built, but we kind of got stymied on further construction of the cabinet because I ran out of biscuits and everywhere is closed. So in order to keep production going, I'm going to move on to building the countertop, and for that I'm using this huge slab of camphor laurel. It's quite figured, and I think this is going to come up beautifully with a little bit of finish on it. But one thing that I wish you could smell right now is what the van is like when you open the doors, because camphor laurel has a beautifully aromatic smell. It's kind of like eucalyptus-y, but with some undertones of some other kind of spice to it. So yeah, I'm going to be a little bit sad when I put some finish on it and seal that all in, because the van has been fantastic every time you open the door. Well, 50,000 measurements later, I think I finally arrived at the point where I can make the all-important cut. You can see that was line 1, that's line 2, that's line 3. And the reason I have to be so careful is because you've got this uneven surface. It's not quite wide enough here, so some parts of this are going to have to move from, like, get flipped over and cut and joined just to give us the width that we need. The other reason I have to be so careful is that these two counters being different thicknesses, or different widths I should say, I don't get a nice tidy 45 from corner to corner. I need to do like 35-55 to account for the different widths. And so this is just kind of an illustration of what has to happen. Like, this is the cut for the one side, that's the cut for the other. This pie cut will be just discarded material, but what's going to happen basically is this edge, which is back now, is going to get flipped completely over like this. So front is back, back is front, and this lines up, gives us our 90 degrees, and we get the countertop out of one slab, which is a necessity. So the cabinet's just about ready for paint at this point. It's all finished sanded, gotta pull this hardware out, but yeah, it's about ready to go. And we could just spray it out here, but since Andrew kindly has already put together this collector arrangement up here. He just proposed that we turn this corner of the shop into a spray booth of sorts. So, with that in mind, I took the 2x4 like things, very crappy center grain stuff, and turned them from our original plan of a shade sail that was going to go over the boat. I turned it into framing instead. So Andrew had a couple big old windows, and yeah, so that'll be the new wall for the spray booth, and probably just going to cover it with this black plastic stuff. But yeah, should be pretty good for this cabinet and other assemblies for inside the boat.
If you're wondering why we temperate climate-dwelling Canadians are clad in trousers and long sleeves in a semi-tropical locale, well, that's a damn good question. It's definitely not because we're cold. Oh no, this right here is midge armor. Midges, also known as sandflies, are absolutely vicious, tiny little snots that will attack every square centimeter of exposed flesh if given the chance. So your choices are chemical concoctions or seemingly silly sartorial selection to fend off the onslaught.
Well, the shop's a giant mess, as you can see, with stuff strewn absolutely everywhere. But I can reveal that the spray booth is complete and about to undertake the first job in here. Well, we've been told that in Queensland, wintertime, which is coming on this side of the planet, is the dry season. And yet, we find ourselves taking our lovely home here, moving it back up to where it was before the cyclone, because last night we got absolutely hammered with rain, and apparently we have 400 millimeters more coming in the next few days or so. So we're going to abandon the swamp life down here. As you can see, it's getting really squishy, and yeah, move back up to the boat over here. So we've got nice gravel, good drainage, and it's a bit tight, but yeah, that's where we'll be. Finally, some van progress. So we have the cabinet base secured with screws from the bottom, so it ain't going anywhere. And the floor is secured using the existing tie-down points to minimize holes in the floor, and then some strategically placed ones along the ribs, the structural ribs on the floor of the van. So yeah, we'll get those bolted down, and we can get the cabinet in and start fitting the countertop, which is exciting. Well, it's another lovely dry autumn day here in Queensland, and because of said dryness, I have decided, nothing to do with the weather, mind you, nothing to do with the weather, I could work out in that if I wanted to because it's so dry, as the locals tell me. I decided to work in here, and I thought I'd show you a little bit what I'm up to at the cupboard. This is the rear cupboard that goes behind the one in the galley, obviously, hence the wheel arch. And this is how I do the face of the cabinet. It's how my father taught me. It's just a hardwood face. I'm using Tassie oak here, but it's really similar to red oak back in North America, and just gives a nice hard face to the cabinet to resist dents and such. And it's just waterproof glue and tape to hold it until it dries, and then there's no nail holes to fill or anything like that. And So I thought I'd explain this kind of weirdness here. We have underneath the countertop, we're gonna have a pull-out dinette table, so we can tuck it away when we're not using it, maximize the space. But it had to be offset to the side because you see this little hole down here. That's the limiter strap for the door, which comes out to about here. So unfortunately, it's exactly the right height for the seating. So I had to offset everything a little bit to that side to allow for that strap, and we can't put a cushion down, obviously, because there's a pokey thing that sticks out into where your butt would be. So I just had to offset everything. Now this is the tabletop, or the pull-out dinette underneath the countertop. So it's camphor laurel, same as what I did the top for the kitchen cabinet. And yeah, it'll come up beautifully once we get some epoxy on that. But yeah, and then this hole here is for pull out garbage bin, kitchen scraps, and that sort of thing. And I should be able to get a little bit of can storage underneath it. Just trying to maximize space. So every little corner will be used. Oh, and I think maybe it's worth mentioning things that bring me joy, because I'm not the most joyful person in the world. But right here, we've got the Festool track saw. This brings me joy. It's a tool, but it is such a good tool that it makes even me, dead inside, pretty happy. Using it, absolute joy. It's basically what I use as a substitute for a table saw, because I don't have an accurate one here. And it can cut to an accuracy of, well, how sharp a pencil mark can I make? It can cut to that. I'm gonna say like a third, quarter of a millimeter, and yeah, what a machine. What a machine. Worth every penny, even second, well, I could only afford it secondhand, because new, you might have to mortgage something to pay for these.
Spotting the shy and elusive Evie requires patience and determination, but here we are rewarded with a rare glimpse as we brave the torrential downpour and witness her conducting some important clandestine business.
I thought it might be interesting to show you what it's like to clamp up a 45-degree joint. Most of what I've been doing is just 90s, so it's fairly straightforward with a biscuit. You put the biscuit in, you clamp the pieces together, it's 90 degrees, not a big deal. But 45, the joint kind of wants to slide up this way or slide out that way. So I put, a biscuit in it like this, but yeah, it's pretty warm today, and not gonna say there wasn't any sweat and panic happening while I was just getting every single clamp I could lay my hands on to get this assembly together. Behold, feast your eyes upon Clamp Fest 2025. Wow!
Here I'm using resin to seal the countertop and really bring out the character of this gorgeous slab of timber. I think this will be the standout fixture of the camper van, and we can't wait to see it installed.
Hello, I'm the elusive other half of the SV Spuddle team, but some people have been saying they'd like to see more of me, so your wish has been granted. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like. If you know someone else who might, share it on. Our uploads might be a little irregular, so if you want to be notified when there's a new one, consider subscribing. And we'd love to hear what you have to say. So any comments, advice, pop them in the comments down below. Thanks for watching.